This video shows how to repair a leak of the engine oil cooler of a John Deere 4430. The engine oil cooler is on the left side of the engine. This shows oil leaking shortly after startup from one of the oil tubes. Although not a lot of oil was lost, by the end of a day it would coat the area. Recall that oil comes from the block, goes through the oil tubes, and circulates through the oil cooler. One side of the oil cooler is bathed in coolant. This means when the oil cooler is removed, you will lose several gallons of coolant as well as some oil. One option is to drain some of the coolant before starting the repair. This parts diagram shows the gaskets and O-rings you will need. The top and bottom of the oil tubes have an O-ring, John Deere part R47153. There is a gasket between the cover and cooler, part R50419, and a gasket between the cooler and engine, part AR58952. The gasket for the base is part number R50424. Even if only the O-rings on the tubes need to be replaced, you still need to at least remove the cover to get the tubes out. We chose to replace all the gaskets. It may be difficult removing the parts even after removing the bolts. You can see we damaged the cooler here by prying. Since there was difficulty loosening the parts, we started the tractor and the oil pressure quickly did it for us. It will spray oil and coolant, so be in the cab to quickly shut off the engine. When you remove the cover and oil tubes, coolant can run down into the block. Have something to cover the openings for the tubes when this happens. After the parts are removed, remove the old O-rings in the base and the cover and clean old gasket material from the surfaces. Once parts are cleaned, reassembly is straightforward. Install the new O-rings in the base and in the cover. Now you can assemble the tubes, cover, and base. The parts and gaskets will go back together easily. First the oil cooler gasket, then the oil cooler and cover gasket, and finally the cover with the tubes and base gasket. The tractor was used for planting for 4 days following the repairs. No further oil leaking was noticed.